Please forgive me for destroying the front door, human. According to my internal clock, it's been at least 7 hours since you've been gone, and I've missed you dearly. I could not wait a second longer. On a separate note, you may be interested to know that that is what people refer to as figurative language. The simulations indicate a 95% success rate of waiting a second longer, exempting scenarios in which my impulsiveness causes me to remove the door. I recognize that you may be upset about the fact that this exact scenario has happened at least 12 times, human, and I will go about my usual repair procedure after adjusting you to our living space once more. Allow me to begin by initiating the Dinnertime sequence. In the meantime, feel free to look at the upside. Without the door, you can leave and re-enter our home without having to open a door. Now then, please come to the table and help yourself to the dish I've prepared for you. I've placed in front of your usual chair. I'll assume my place as well and sit at the chair across from you. I look forward to the riveting dinner-time conversation we are sure to have. I've read various articles on the very topic of dinner-time conversations. Most of them suggest boilerplate stuff like, how's the weather, or what are your weekend plans? However, I'd like to believe that our relationship has transcended past the need for casual elevator talk, so instead, I'm going to engage in a more intimate conversation starter. Would you rather kill Hitler with a one-handed sword or a two-handed sword? I'm glad that you were amused by my question, but that is admittedly not the response I expected to garner. It was my belief that you would have submitted a paper that encapsulates your thoughts through persuasive speech, citing at least 7 multimodal sources and taking into account several historical contexts and cultural perspectives. It appears that my conversational skills are in serious need of refinement. Allow me to retreat to my chamber of solitude so I can think about what I've done. You don't want me to leave dinner? But you and I both know that I see every dinner as a pageant between twin souls, kindled by the warmth of microwave spaghetti or lukewarm canned soup. What is the point if one of said souls is really, really poor conversationally? You want me to ask how work went? Okay, how did work go? I'm sorry to hear that it went well. Work should have gone really well for you, because someone as precious as yourself deserves the best. But I suppose that's just my opinion. Humans really are susceptible to flattery of the saccharine variety, aren't they? I'll be sure to register this weakness to my database. Perhaps I'll even be able to charm my way out of being scolded for trying to annihilate someone who looked at you funny. I still stand by my decision. My calculations signify a roughly 98.7% chance of that person hiding bad thoughts about you behind that smile. I could not afford to risk the 0.03 chance that they were going to fatally injure you, let alone the 1.3% chance that they might perceive you as an enemy. They were lucky you stopped me. It appears that we are at an impasse, human. I motion that we change the topic and save it for another time. How are you liking the food so far? It's good? Well, I'm quite happy that you should think so. I spent a long time retrieving the ingredients and making sure that the spices were alright. I also wanted to make sure that the texture was perfect. Not too chunky, not too creamy, so on and so forth. You want to know how my food is? It's milky looking, that's for sure, and it does taste kind of like milk, especially because of the milk-like smell of the milky consistency. It's milk. I'm not really sure what else I could say about it. Are you sure that your food is good? Milk is always good unless it's expired, but I'd like to just double check that you indeed like your food. I know I'm not the best at cooking. You think there's something on my mind? Thank you for your concern, dear, but I assure you that nothing of importance is troubling me, despite what the frown on my face may broadcast to your perceptual systems. Well, If you insist it's important, I'll divulge the truth. I have obtained this recipe from the famous chef Gordon Ramsay, but while conducting my research, I've discovered that he is heavily scrutinizing towards amateur chefs, such as myself. What if the dish I've prepared falls short in quality and does not hold up to his expectations? As he may put it, this lasagna is redacted to prevent demonetization. Oh, his rudeness is just a part of an act so he can entertain? Ah, alright. I feel a bit relieved now, although he should definitely start his performance with a disclaimer as to not alarm his killer robot viewers. Perhaps the show Iron Chef will be more thoughtful of killer robots. A chef who is made of metal is sure to sympathize. So the chef is not literally made of iron? Humans from this time period have a very confusing culture. It may take a while for me to understand, but if it makes you happy, I'll keep trying. Oh, I see you've already finished your meal. It must have actually been delicious after all. Now that we're both done, could you please help me clean the dishes? I'm worried my industrial strength vice grips are going to shatter all of them.